I remember that day. 32 against 2. Slow day for yours truly. I'll let Jack handle these lurkers. Once in a while, I throw him a bone. I let him have these ones, too. He's been a little rusty, so,
Hi, Jack.
Hey! I was just talking about you.
A new legacy is born, ready for everyone.
Whenever I play a game that has a roster of characters, I typically gravitate to the ones of the female gender. Why? Because I'm a heterosexual male, what do you expect? I'm not interested in playing as the ripped manly man or the numerous amount of generic dark-haired shonen protagonists that have the personality of an empty bottle of water that you forgot to throw away. No, these are the characters I'm interested in, because I don't just find them cool, I find them attractive. Even if their personality is a bit lacking, I'll still prefer them over a sausage party because I get something nice to look at. While I don't require my games to have hot babes in them for me to be able to enjoy myself, I can enjoy games that have no fan service or characters I find attractive in them. They are a nice bonus. So today, I'll be going over my absolute favorite gals of gaming. But first, we need to set up some ground rules and reminders for those who take these videos too seriously. You know who you are. First, I am focusing on girls who made their debut in video games. Thus, there will be no one from TV shows, cartoons, anime, or movies. Even if they appeared in a video game, they'll only be included if they came from one first. Second, beauty is subjective. I find these women attractive for my own reasons, their appearance, personality, etc. If ones you like don't make the list, that doesn't mean I don't find them attractive. They just weren't top 10 material for me. But if you feel as if I missed someone that I could really like, feel free to mention them in the comments below, or make your own video. And lastly, of course, there's the general stuff. Only one per series. This opens the door for other series to get their own lists in the future. And I'm featuring gals from games that I own and have footage of. With that being said, welcome to Cackling Pumpkins. And these are my top 10 hottest women in video games. Yeah, save horny, but have you stopped to consider that maybe it's saved for a reason? But don't worry, this list won't be filled with nothing but save horny bets, just a few that appeal to me. Rouge the Bat debuted in the Sonic series in 2001's Sonic Adventure 2, a jewel thief after the Master Emerald that sided with Eggman, but only for that game. Now she works with Gun, but she still wants the Master Emerald. The Sonic franchise has always had appealing designs. It's no wonder why there's so many OCs and inspired characters, because the series not only has a unique art style, but one that's very dynamic, cool, and has very few bad designs. But while she has that same unique, cool appeal, she has something unique only to her, a flirtatious personality and the body of a short stack. God, I love short stacks. The shorter the stack, the fluffier the back. But put her in the rider's attire, and you've got a design to die for. God, I love video games. Her recent design change is disliked by many. Even the Boobs Bad group don't like her new look. They reduced her assets, lightened up her skin, removed the Latina inspirations, and her voice that she's had since 2010 just isn't doing it for me. The older, sassier sounding voice she had in Sonic X by Kathleen Delaney fits her far more. Oh well, at least she can still be in flirtatious poses. And the IDW comic artists still remember what people like. That's something at least. But we could be doing so much more. If Lara Croft can get her old assets and flair back, then so can Rouge. If they won't, then I will. Someone give me a bike pump stat! You called him cringe, but Guptil was willing to say what we were all thinking. We really are in hot chick heaven. And we're just getting started. Helltaker, a game about forming a harem of demon girls. To reach each girl, you must navigate through a short maze and only a few steps. If you can't make it, then you have to start over. But reaching them isn't enough, as you still have to say the right thing to convince them. Thank God it has 2 predetermined options, because I'm way too socially awkward to say anything besides, "Hi, how are you?" Yeah, that's boring, but if I shoot a compliment, there's a chance I'll be called a creep or have my message be screenshotted and posted on their feed. What do you want from me? Why can't it be as easy as avoiding a bunch of materializing chains by wave dashing all over the place? Okay, it wouldn't be easy, but at least I know what I'm supposed to do! It's exactly how you get the final girl of Helltaker, Judgement, the High Prosecutor of Hell. Look at that face, she's ready to fuck shit up. I love whatever's wrong with you. She's crazy, demented, and badass. Can I fix her? No. But why would I want to? You love the woman as they are, not for who you want them to be. This ain't Build-A-Bitch workshop. I'd say if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen, but, it's hell. You can't get out of it. It's called eternal damnation for a reason, dummy. I love her outfit too. The ripped up short jacket, the big ass belt with the pentagram on it, and of course, the booty shorts. Only prudes would complain about booty shorts. Unless you wore them to school, but that should be common sense. What the fuck is wrong with you? And Van River also knew what they were doing with the poses they drew her in. I am getting mixed signals and I'm completely okay with that. Minus the internal, never-ending pain and suffering that comes with the territory, hell doesn't seem that bad. You think the existence of this list makes me a degenerate? Just wait until you see the game the next gal comes from. Spooky Sweets from Burger Kurger, a game about giving cute girls treats on Halloween. Yep, that's all there is. There's nothing else about this game you should know about. I can explain. And my explanation is that I don't give a fuck. Expansion is hot. Look, man, people are gonna find out about my kinks regardless of what I do. Even if I kept it a secret, I'd end up like Pyrocynical.
And then, oh fuck, okay. I didn't know I had that mod on.
Also, the money I got from expansion-based commissions saved me from going into debt. So why should I be ashamed of something that saved me? Plus, being open about it for these past few years has felt so freeing. I feel like I've got nothing to hide, you know? So you put a warning up for this sort of thing? I do. You just choose to ignore it. But it's weird. What? The channel where a nearly 30-year-old man talks behind dummy thick alt women making a video about hot women in games at which one of the entries is from a kink game is weird? Egads. Gee whiz. Good lord. Heavens to Murgatroyd. I would have never guessed. I'm genuinely surprised by this newly acquired information. Are they gone yet? Good, let's continue that. You've got 3 girls to choose from, all drawn by Velvet Bambi. Cassie is dressed as a ghost, Darcy is dressed as a vampire, and my personal favorite, Lizzie, is dressed as a Frankenstein's monster, or a zombie. I'm not 100% sure. Lizzie's outfit gives off a Halloween rave vibe. The big green sleeves are cute, her expressions are adorable, and you can tell that she loves to party hard. Each girl has a different reaction from eating the candy that you give them. Lizzie is the only one who enjoys not only the changes in her size, but also the attention it gives her. She's the only one who gets a good ending from these color matching shenanigans, and honestly, she's my favorite, and I would hate for anything bad to happen to her. Can someone help a girl get a drink? I promise I'll make it worthwhile. Move! Moving! Everyone get the fuck out of the way! I'm the one who gave her the drink! Get back! Get back now! I'm gonna be honest, I don't play Fortnite. The first and only time I played it was in 2018. I played as a default skin, ran around the map, and got shot down by 2 default female skins. They ran up and danced on my body as I just stared in awe. The experience has stuck with me. But I decided to install it again to get one skin that I'll probably never use because I still haven't played the game again. But it was worth it. Raven Team Leader, who else? Raven Team Leader was made as a challenge to mix 2 completely different skins into one, Corvis and Cuddle Team Leader, resulting in everyone's favorite silly bear. Emphasis on the silly. Inside her hood, the only thing you can see is a glowing face. Is that her normal face, a screen-based mask, or something else entirely? I have no idea, and I don't want to know. The mystery adds to her design, though I do like the fan-made version many have used. She's still silly, but a little more badass. While boobs usually get shrunk down and cleavage gets covered up in Fortnite, the far superior asset is able to be as prominent as these skins will allow, which is way more than you'd think, and Raven Team Leader is probably the best example of this. Also, I love her color scheme. Purple, black, with a small pinch of pink in her face and a symbol on her torso. For those who don't know, my favorite color is black, and purple is my third. So what is my second? Crimson Red, which isn't in her design, but that's fine. Her color scheme is already great. Though sometimes I wonder if I actually like purple more than crimson. It really depends, but Raven's design is one of the few times I'd say that purple is better. Now, I like both furry and human girls, but I feel as if Fortnite designs their furries way better than their human designs. Minus the ninja version of Hope, most of the humans don't do it for me, but I can name way more furry gals I like from this game, like Meow Skulls, Kate Meowdy, Spice, Camille, Kimiko Fivetails, and Pack Leader Highwire. Now it's time to talk about one of my favorite games of all time, Alice Madness Returns, starring Alice Liddell. When she was a little kid, her house burnt down with her family inside. Unable to move on from the grief, she was sent to Rutledge Asylum, but at the end of the first game, she was able to leave. Though, as we can see in the beginning of the second game, therapy is still necessary.
Something wrong?
My therapist told me to use my art and content to vent how I feel, to express my inner thoughts, to release my emotions in a healthy form. And that's why I'm talking about hot women in video games today. She would be proud of my progress. Alice is strong, confident, and doesn't take shit from most people. She's usually very blunt. That's not to say that she's a mean character by all means. She tries to help out where she can and shows compassion for those around her. Ironically, she sometimes feels like the most sane person in the game, and everyone else is just an asshole using what's left of her innocence to her advantage.
I know it's worth more than that. Kept her secret, haven't I? Heard her say, "Oh, died on my account, I couldn't save you." I've told her my silence is for sale. Keep.
I feel like I can somewhat relate to her, trying to do the best you can, but sometimes we can be ignorant to the true intentions of others. When walking in Wonderland, Alice has got this proud strut that alone is mesmerizing to watch. Hell yeah, sister! Her hair is a shiny black. When you move, it drags around naturally thanks to the physics. When they want to work anyway. Yeah, sometimes her hair will glitch around, but it's not that bad. Oh, stop! Girls are allowed to be a little silly. In every level, she gets a new outfit, from her standard blue dress, an underwater-themed outfit, and a royal dress for the Queenslands, or what's left of them. My personal favorite is the steam dress that she wears in the Hatter's Domain. I think it complements her complexion, and I might be bold by saying this, but I feel as if this outfit suits her more than her default dress. Fun fact, Alice Liddell actually serves as inspiration for both of my gals, Alice Darkson and Elizabeth Darlington. You can probably tell where some of those inspirations went from this section alone.
The world is upside down, Alice. Inmates run the asylum. No thanks. And worst of all, I've left Tealess.
Tragic. If I do help, will you help me in return?
Cat and mouse games? Nah, man. Fox and raccoon games are where it's at, but only one of them sees it as a game. Of course, I'm talking about Carmelita Fox from the Sly Cooper games. She's an inspector for the police organization Interpol. She arrests those involved in organized crime, but her main focus is the Cooper gang. She's always on their tail. Funny, if she follows someone, it's seen as enforcing the law. If I do it, I get a restraining order. I see how it is. What is there to say about Carmelita Fox that hasn't already been said before? She isn't designed as just a toothpick. She's got a fuller figure, the curves to prove it, and the outfit to show them off. Tight blue jeans, a midriff shirt, and a short yellow jacket. Who made this design? Me? God, I wish I did, because everything about it is Cackling Pumpkins coded. Now, if you really want to appreciate her curves, then play Sly Cooper 3. In one level, she gets possessed by a mask and turns giant. We've got a 2-for-1 deal in the kink department. To beat her, you must climb her Shadow of the Colossus style to knock off the mask. Just look at Sly's face. I didn't think he was into giantesses, but here we are. Her design in Sly 4 doesn't do it for me. I'm not the one to usually say this, but rather I make fun of others for saying it. But this is one of the few times where I'll have to agree. This design tries way too hard. Her waist being thin would be fine if it was more stylized like the original games, but her being this thin just doesn't work. She's meant to be curvy and a little thick. It shows how strong she is. Here it feels like she's a caricature of who she was. Also, that miniskirt is so not you, girl. The jeans suit you so much better. I don't recommend resisting arrest, but if it means I get to see you again, then the risk is worth it. For legal reasons, I have to clarify that this is a joke. Because of course it fucking is. Are you stupid?
All sectors have been stabilized. No further Vicinante presence has been detected.
Good work, man. For mercenaries, you fought with honor and distinction. I'm proud of you.
Now to another favorite game of mine, Mirror's Edge, one of the big pioneers of first-person parkour games. You play as Faith Connors, a runner who helps deliver goods to those who need it while avoiding the eyes of their authoritarian government. But then she gets involved in a conspiracy when Robert Pope, who was running for mayor, gets assassinated, and her sister Kate gets blamed for it. Because of her constant running and parkour, Faith is pretty fit, but considering all the jumping she has to do, she'd be pretty lightweight. And she's got the perfect body to reflect that. She may not be dummy thick, but this is one of those cases where it's better she isn't. That doesn't mean we can't make fan art of her with a massive they call him cake ass body. It just means that she rocks the slender fit. The added tattoos on her arm and eyes make her look more badass than she already is. And once again, shiny black hair. That's my favorite. I know, shocking. To absolutely no one, do you not see the girls I draw on a regular basis? Her voice is also so soothing to me. It's a deeper but calming voice.
Look, I've gotta go. It's fine. Someone's bound to start shooting at me soon. Get going.
I'm not into ASMR, but if there was one with her voice, I'd be all over that autonomous sensory meridian response. As a shock to no one, Faith Connors plays a huge inspiration to my gal, Faith Bridges. They even share the same name, and I've used Faith Connors' voice to portray Bridges in other videos, because I'd imagine that's how she'd sound.
Seriously.
Faith Bridges is one of my characters that, while they can stand on their own, their inspiration is undeniable, much like how Celia's redesign is inspired by Miss Circle.
Faith. Take care.
Kingdom Hearts doesn't have that many original female characters, and the few they do are typically children! And I don't vibe with that. They may not be real, but their canon age is a major turnoff, as it should be for any normal human being. As a teenager, I used to have a crush on Sean from 358 over 2 days, but that ship has sailed. I mean, I still think she's adorable, but that's not the same thing as being attractive. See this picture of a bunny rabbit? Cute, adorable, but I feel no attraction towards it. I don't want my dick anywhere near it. I might get the rabies. Now see this? Fully grown adult woman. They can also be cute and adorable, but oh so hot. And now my gaki want boing boing. This is Aqua, minus Larxene. She's probably the only original female character in Kingdom Hearts that's an adult. She made her debut in Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep on the PSP. She passes the Mark of Mastery exam, becoming a Keyblade Master, though her friend Terra fails. While Terra is sent out on a mission by Master Xehanort, Ventus follows, and Aqua is sent to get him back. Aqua is kind, motherly, comforting, and seems like the kind of person who would listen to all of your problems, as she gives the most profound advice that will stick with you for the rest of your life. But don't let that fool you, she is a Keyblade Master after all, one of the few you get to play as in the series. As most other characters are either not masters, or were yet to be by the time they were playable. As Terra is based on power, Ventus is speed, and Aqua is magic. This to me makes her the most fun to play as, considering the new command deck system they added, making magic more utilized than in previous installments. Her design is a good mix between cute, hot, and modest. The white sleeves and the white flowing fabric attached to her hips make her feel more majestic. Her design isn't that revealing, but the tall stockings and the shorts leave a lot to the imagination, and considering that she is a Square Enix character, she's got that stylish hair. In an old design, her lower back was much more exposed. Apparently backs are forbidden by Disney, so they covered her up. In Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth by Sleep, A Fragmentary Passage, yeah, you can understand why so many make jokes about the titles of the series now, but you can unlock cosmetics by meeting certain requirements in-game, something I wish they brought back in Kingdom Hearts 3. It gave players more of an incentive to experiment with the gameplay instead of just playing it safe, allowing them to discover new techniques that they can utilize even after unlocking that said cosmetic. Unfortunately, they don't go too crazy with the cosmetics. They could have gone further, but it's still cool nonetheless. Hopefully, they can bring this idea back in 4. Whenever the fuck that's coming out. It's been almost 4 years, and all we've had was a reveal trailer and a few screenshots that were only shown because of the cancellation of another Kingdom Hearts game. Maybe, I don't know, reveal games the year they come out or just 1 year before instead of making these trailers solely for investors and making people wait almost half a decade for any substantial news? Nah, we at Square Enix would rather reveal a game before it even starts development, make people wait over half a decade for it to come out, hyping them up all that time, and wonder why our big installment had a mixed reception by fans when it first came out. Look, I like 3, but you also can't deny that overhyping the audience did play a factor in the disappointment some people had. Also, you can't deny that it wouldn't have been as bad if they revealed it in 2018, or at least 17, and not 2013. Just saying.
Good morning, Ven.
Good morning, Aqua.
Remember how I said I don't need fan service or attractive characters for me to like a game? While that is true, I also can't deny that sometimes it can make me interested enough to try it, even if it turns out to be a game that I don't really like that much. This brings us to League of Legends, a game that I only play once or twice every year or so. I play it so little that I have to look up the controls just to remember what I'm doing, but whenever I do, I always gravitate to my main. The game has more than enough hotties to grab my attention. Akali, Vi, Jinx, Katarina, but the one that got me into the game to begin with was Ahri. Ahri is a Vestian that appears as a 9-tailed fox. She can absorb the essence of her prey and manipulate the emotions of others to make it easier to do so. Once scared of her own power, she has gained control and goes out to see the world and find the answers to her past. Ahri is the perfect example of someone who knows they've got it. One of her specials is called Charm. This allows her to shoot a heart at her enemy. Once inflicted, they helplessly walk towards her. This can make it easier to not only cause some damage, but create setups for your allies to take advantage of. You can use the Orb of Deception to attack multiple enemies and steal their health. Shiny black hair, piercing yellow eyes, pointy ears, and fluffy tails. That's all you really need. She's probably one of the most popular champions in the game, as she's appeared in several cinematics, even being the focus of some of them like New Dawn, being playable in spin-offs like 2XKO and Ruined King. If Smash Bros. Had a rep from League, I'd have a feeling it would be Ahri. But honestly, Jinx feels more realistic nowadays due to Arcane and whatnot. But that still would be a good choice, not gonna lie. The only downside is that they changed her voice lines, and honestly, I just don't vibe with it. Her old voice lines had way more personality. She was flirtatious, she knew she had it, and was in control of her powers, so she was confident enough to use both to her advantage.
They're mine now. Let's have some real fun. If you'd like to play with me, you'd better be sure you know the game. Come try your luck. If you think you're in my league, should I make your pulse rise? Or stop?
But these new lines just feel like generic adventure quotes. They don't have the same level of personality that Ahri used to have.
I'll give you the freedom you desire. I won't lose myself to you. Don't bother running. I'm faster. Thank you for indulging me.
It's the exact inverse to what SEGA did to Rouge. With Rouge, they reduced her appearance and took away what made her design special, but kept the personality. With Ahri, they kept her design relatively the same, but they took away the personality that made her who she was. Now, for all I know, they probably gave her back her old lines. It has been over a year since I last played the game, but still, the change was never necessary to begin with.
It's to make the game have a wider appeal.
Not everything is made for everyone! The idea of making something that appeals to everyone is a myth made by executives so they can more normalize censorship and watering down material just for an extra profit! This is why demographics are important, and if you don't like it, then it's just not for you! Get your family-friendly ass back to Bluey! Now to number 1. This was a hard choice for me. Most of the girls on this list were considered for the number 1 spot, and if I made this script any other day, they might have been. Ahri would have been number 1 if it wasn't for the voice line changes. Instead, I went for a girl who the devs knew what people like, and they just kept making them bigger. Baiken, from the Guilty Gear series. First debuting as a secret boss in the original game, has now become a mainstay, even though she's usually added in post-game content, but whatever, making fighting games is hard. At a young age, Baiken's home country of Japan was destroyed by justice. Her and her family were put under protection, that is until the Gears attacked and made her an orphan. And as if that wasn't bad enough, she also lost her arm and eye. Ever since then, she swore revenge on that man for everything she lost. I love a woman who can kick my ass. Baiken is strong, masculine, and skilled despite only having one arm and eye. She's also a drinker, and hell yeah, I love having a drinking buddy at the bar. She's fun to play as, isn't too complicated nor too easy to understand. Usually I'm not a big fan of pink hair, but this character is what sold me on it. The samurai attire is somewhat revealing, but still leaves a lot to the imagination. One thing some love and hate about Baiken is the constant growth of her tits. In the first game, they were a realistic average size, but as the series went on, they just kept growing and growing, until Strive came along and decided to make them the size of her head. Her tits are where the desire for revenge is stored. But that's not all. In Guilty Gear Strive, the devs decided to thicken up all the gals. Wider hips, thicker thighs, and more hourglass figures. That includes Baiken. While it's hard to see with her attire and her wild animations, she too was caked up for this new installment. Badass and thick, the safest and warmest cuddles, my favorite. Is it realistic? Hell no. Does it matter? It's fiction, who cares? Just be glad they didn't make her the size of Velvet J. Blackwell, but if you keep your shit up, I'll apply as a character designer at ARC just to do that. Nah, I'm just kidding. I could do that myself for free. I love fan art.
仇討ち是非なし阿ビに天のホース生涯お上のホース何とぞよしなに閻魔何とぞよしなに閻魔殿
Baiken wins.